Yo, what's up guys? So today we're going to be checking out the new Snowflowers. This is a new archetype that I think a lot of you guys will actually like. Oh dude, call Chris Hansen on that one though. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started guys, checking out this whole new archetype. So they're called the Snowflowers. So the first card is going to be Snowflower Petal over here. And anyways, it's a 0/0 level 1 water plant effect monster. And it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is during your main phase, you can take one Snowflower monster from your deck except for Snowflower Petal and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except for plant monsters. So it's a new plant archetype. I'm liking it so far. Second effect is during your opponent's end phase, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are plant monsters and this card is in your graveyard, you get to special summon this card. Okay, unfortunately this effect is once per turn each, which means if this effect gets stopped, it gets popped, then that's it. I wish you could keep on bringing it back. You know how with Treeborn Frog it doesn't matter. It's a standby phase, it just comes back over and over, so you can have really cool plays with enemy controller or any card that would be tribute this to do this, right? So a little bit nerfed in that sense, but it is during the end phase of your opponent's turn versus the start of your turn, so you can start using other effects of other things that would restrict you on, let's say, special summoning during your turn, because again, you're getting it out during your opponent's turn. So it's like a Treeborn Frog kind of. Anyways, next up we have the Snowflower Sprite Prim. So this is what the artwork looks like. 800 attack, 1800 defense points, and it is going to be a water. In fact, the other one was water too. Okay, so it's a water plant archetype. Anyways, 800 attack, 1800 defense points, and it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is if a monster you control is tributed, you get to special summon this card from your hand in defense position. The second effect is you can target up to 2 plant monsters you control and increase their levels by 2 until the end of this turn. So that's pretty cool. Already looking like kind of a Synchro or maybe an Exceed oriented deck, because one of the Snowflowers got released a long time ago, got revealed, but it was just on its own. Now we have a confirmed archetype for them, so I think that's kind of cool. I really wish this effect was if this card was also hand in or in the graveyard. This would make it a lot better, and therefore having a little bit more synergy with the first card. But let's check out the rest of the archetype before we make too many assumptions here. But anyways, this is the new artwork of the Snowflower Sprite as a Cyclan. Anyways, level 4 water plant effect monster, 1800 attack, 800 defense points. Says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is you can tribute this card from your hand or field, then target up to 2 plant monsters you control, decrease their levels by 2 until the end of this turn. The second effect is during the end phase of this card's in your graveyard because it was tributed and sent throughout this turn, you get to special summon but banish it if it leaves the field. Maybe throw in that Imperial Iron Wall, never have it go away, right? But again, at the end of the day, is this going to be that good? We'll see. Next up, because like the other one, this one is, yeah, it increases and then we have decrease. So it really lets you manipulate the levels, looks like with this archetype. Next up, we have the Snowflower Sprite Peony? Anyways, 1000 attack, 2400 defense points, water level 6 plant effect monsters. It's maybe one we're going to be actually tributing for. So it says you can only use this card to name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is you contribute 1 plant monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal summon or special summoned by a plant monster's effect, you can add 1 Snowflower spell / trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, mediocre-ish effect, but whatever it's adding could be quite huge. Let's go ahead and check out what we might be able to go ahead and go for. So, Snowflower Sprite Erica over here is 2400 attack, 1000 defense points. Are these like the same cards, but like the grown-up versions? Because I've noticed they're swapping the attack and defense, so maybe there's some type of lore here. And on top of that, it's kind of the same color scheme on the dress over here. Anyways, Erica over here, level 6 water plant effect monster, 2400 attack, 1000 defense. You can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is when an attack is declared involving another of your plant monsters, you contribute this card from your hand or field. Your battling monster gains 1000 attack and defense until the end of this turn. The second effect is if a plant monster you control is tributed while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position, but banish it if it leaves the field. I wish this effect over here was you can special summon this card in defense position or add it to your hand. That way you would have an Honest to every single turn. But Honest in 2020, I don't think it really matters that much, but you guys can let me know how you feel about it so far. Because remember, we still get to add any spell or trap. Maybe the archetype spell and traps will be good enough to make up for what would be considered a little bit outdated effects here. Anyways, next up we have the Snowflower Sprite Snowdrop over here. And it's got 1200 attack, 2600 defense points, another water here. But this one's going to be level 8, so that's double tributes. 1200 attack, 26 defense. You can only use this card's name, first and second effects once per turn each. You contribute 1 plant monster to special summon this card, and 1 other plant monster from your hand. Also, you can't special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for plant monsters. Wow. Okay, it's a tribute to special summon this and another plant monster, which could be Gigaplant, which then brings you back anything else. That's pretty good. Gigaplant, I'm like 100% sure Gigaplant is a plant. Hold on, I'm gonna just double check before I make this vid and then I totally done goof on it. It wouldn't make sense, but sometimes there are specific cards. Oh gosh, hold on, where is it? Yeah, it is a plant. I just had to, it's been a while since I've seen that card. But anyways, yeah, that's really cool. Really good. Anyways, second effect is you can target 1 plant monster you control. The levels of all plant monsters you control become that target's level until the end of this turn. Oh, that makes things way easier because you can increase and decrease the levels, and then you can make everything the same level. Very, very simple. Okay, I like it. I like it. Next up, though, we have the Snowflower Sprite Heliboris over here, and here's the artwork on this card. 2600 attack, 1200 defense points, another water over here. And like I said, it's just swapping the attack and defense. So I think this is like the younger version, and this is the older version. I wonder if this is age 12, this is age 26, Kappa. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. When first effect is when your opponent activates a monster effect that targets a monster you control. If you control a Snowflower monster, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or field. Okay, that makes it so much better and negate that effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you get to tribute a plant monster special summon this card in defense position, but banish it if it leaves the field. Okay, unfortunately, it has to be something that targets, and it has to be a monster you control. I wish it was just said if your opponent activates a monster effect, bam, and then we're looking at like a much better, I guess, more up-to-date archetype. But again, we got some more cards. Maybe everything will make more sense after over here. And then this is the card that we actually revealed a while ago, which was the plant. You know what? Let's go over the effect of this one. Let me shoot. What's the name of this one? Does it even have the name of it? It doesn't. It doesn't even have. Let me go to the Snowflower. Let me just type this in because this might be like relevant for the archetype. Oh gosh, is it 2 words? Okay, let's go to monsters. Okay, because like I said, I thought they would have the effect right next to it, but exceed, and then let's go to water, and it'll take a second, and then go to plant. I love how like easy it is to sort. Oh, where the heck is it? Where's plant? Oh, I just passed it. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is the name of the card. It's the Snow Saint Teardrop. 2 level 8 monsters. You can detach a material from this card, then target 1 monster in the field, tribute it. Okay. This is a quick effect. If this card has a plant monster as material, you can only use the effect Snow Saint Teardrop once per turn. Each time a monster or monster is tributed, this card gains 200 attack for each monster tributed until the end of this turn. Okay, it's an okay little boost over there, but the fact that you can you tribute it for what effect though? You just tribute it and get rid of it? Can someone explain in the comment section below? It just says tribute it. For what though? I mean, if you could just be like, all right, I just tribute it, you lose your card. Okay, that's actually a pretty good effect. Now it's going to be much easier to go ahead and bring out. What level was Gigaplant since we can copy the levels? Gigaplant is not an exceed though. Gigaplant, I think it was 6, right? Okay, it is level 6, so you can increase it to 2. Really easy to go ahead and make that card. All right, next up, the other support for the Archetype, Stunning Snowflower. Here is the artwork on this card. Normal spell card says you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. You can also activate this card by tributing a plant monster. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. So, add 1 Snowflower monster from your deck to your hand. Then if you activated this card by tributing a monster, you get to add 1 plant monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from the first monster, but the same original level. Okay. That's pretty cool. Just, again, really good consistency to go ahead and go for Lone Fire, because that's still one of the best plants in the game. I'm actually kind of curious to see in the OCG, Lone Fire, it's been a while since I talked, because a lot of the plant stuff just got pretty much banned, like Dandy and stuff like that. Those just completely went away. I think in the OCG, yeah, it's still at 1 in the OCG, so since they'll be getting it first, I feel like we need Lone Fire at 3 to make this deck really, really good. But next up, we have the Swirling Snowflowers, and here's the artwork on this card. And anyways, it's a continuous spell card that says you can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. And it says if a Snowflower monster or monsters you control is tributed, you can make your opponent tribute one monster they control, their choice. The second effect is once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if you control a face-up non-plant monster, destroy this card. Okay, so the whole archetype, it just wants to be plants only, even though it restricts you to only special summoning plants anyways. That's cool. I mean, yeah, since you can just tribute one card. Again, I just don't get what, like, if it said to tribute someone on one extra card from your hand, that would be so much better. But we'll see where the archetype goes. Here's the trap card. Okay, card got quality artwork. I feel like we got Anna and Elsa coming out pretty soon, Kappa. All right, Silent Snowflower, normal trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can also activate this card by tributing one plant monster. I wonder if people are going to start taking in, what is it, DNA transplant or surgery to make so everything on your opponent's side of the field becomes plant. But anyways, suppose summon one Snowflower monster from your graveyard in defense position. And then if you tribute a monster to activate this card, suppose summon one plant monster from your graveyard in defense position. Okay. The next card is the Snowflower sheet over here. Quality artwork once again over there. And then we've got a normal trap card. It says you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can also activate this card by tributing a plant monster. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its effects cannot be activated on the field for the rest of this turn. Then if you tribute a monster to activate this effect, take control of that monster until the end phase, and if you do, it becomes a plant monster. Okay, unfortunately it is only until the end phase, whereas with Mark of the Road, you're taking it forever. Because it's a trap card, I mean, I guess you are negating the effect, then you could tribute it. That's the point of this card. Well, Mark of the Road, you can do whatever you want with the monster for the most part, right? It's just like, Sorry, these cards are so old, but like they're relevant for like the plant deck. You activate this by banishing plant monster, target one face-up monster opponent controls, and then you get to take a whip of it. And once per turn during end phase, negate this card's effect until your next time phase. So yeah, it goes back to them, but you're gonna either OTK, Synchro, Link, whatever, do whatever you want with it. Then I guess there's a reprint of Titania, which that's an old plant card, but it was still like it's awesome playing plants. People did sometimes go for first turn Titania. All right, guys, but let me know what you think down below in the comment section below on any of the new archetype of the plant ones. This was also something that got mentioned yesterday. It was on a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like different websites. They're talking about Extravagance reprint. It's not 100% confirmed, but one of the websites does list it as one of the sources that they posted. Again, sometimes they get wrong information, but usually the information that they get is obtained from a distributor, so sometimes they could be correct. It's unclear. There's just a new Toon Chaos debut. We don't know what's in here specifically yet, but there's going to be, of course, new Toon cards. Hopefully they'll get a reprint of course, the Millenniumizer Strike. That card is just shooting up in price like crazy. But nonetheless, you know, Toon, Black Letter, so like most stuff doesn't really matter. Everyone wants the Extravagance, and it was mentioned there, so I'll go ahead and mention it in this video over here. But anyways, let me know, guys, what you think of the new Snowflower archetype down below in the comment section below. But if you guys want to see gameplay of it, I'll be uploading it very soon. So if you are new here, hit subscribe, turn that bell so you don't miss out on it, and drop a like on this video. And thanks for tuning in. And if you guys want to catch or send me in some more replays of this, because I don't think it's even out on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, at least at the time of this recording. But you guys send me in those replays super fast, so thank you so much if you guys happen to send in any. And also, let me know what you think of the archetype. Is it good? Is it a flop? I feel like some of the effects are pretty good, but it's underwhelming when you compare it to a lot of the other things that are coming out, especially with the new Orcust card coming out. I think we'll be end up playing the same thing. Maybe Salomon creates Orcust for another year, Kappa. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.